Have you ever wondered how can the train turn around and go in the other direction at the other side of the track? Obviously, you can't just pick up the train and drop it off at the other side and say it go in the other direction. And in the modern day, trains are long, like hundreds of meters long. So you can't just make them turn around like a car would. Now you may consider one solution is to just have the train go into the station and then have the train turn around while stopping at the station. And this is a legitimate way to solve this problem. This is implemented in Beijing subway's busiest station, which is Xijimen Station. Now the problem with this is that the trains, you need to wait for the passengers to both alight and board. So you need to stop at the station for longer. And obviously there can't be that many trains stopping at the station at the same time. So that's going to have capacity issues. And there's crossovers in the track right here. So there's a risk of collision at high speed right here. One of the reasons why Xijimen and Beijing's Line 13 are both one of the most crowded stations and lines in the whole subway system. So you're so smart, you come up with this solution, is you can have the train go into the last station and have every passenger alight. And then you can take the train to a special track where it performs the turnback procedure. And at the same time, you can have another train go into the station and have the passengers alight. And when the train's done turning back, you can just take it to the other side of the platform and have passengers board the train to go in the opposite direction. And at the same time, you can have the train go use the turnback tracks. And then at the same time, you can have another train go into the station. And you can repeat this process. And this is one of the most efficient ways to turn back. It does not have the capacity restriction, unlike last time. Because now trains, they can have trains stop at the station and other trains turn back at the same time. And you can also separate the passengers alighting and the passengers boarding. You just invented how a vast majority of rail lines and subway lines in the world turn back their trains. You can see in this example of Toronto Subway Lines 1's last station, you can see a train turning back after terminating at the station using a turnback track. And using the same logic, you just invented short turning. Short turning is when you want a train to turn back while not at the terminating station. So obviously, you can't just have the train sit on the track while doing its turn back procedure, because that would block the trains further down the line that want to pass the train. So you can have the train go use the turn back track, and you can have the next train pass this train, and then when the train's done turning back, you can just make it go to the other side of the station for it to board passengers. However, you're very ambitious. Say you want to design the end of a line in a very high density area where one terminating station is not enough to serve the entire area. You can have a train go in a one-way loop at the end of the line, and you can have the train visit this station to serve this area. You can have it visit this station, and then you can have it visit this station, and then you can have it visit this station, and then you can have it visit this station. You just allow the line to open 5 stations at the end of a line rather than one station to serve this entire area. And this can address overcrowding, and this also does not have the capacity issues that the earlier solutions have, because right now the capacity is limited by the number of tracks, not by the train turning back, because you just automated the train turning back. Now the train doesn't need to turn back because it has already turned back on rails. And then you can have this train proceed down the line. Say you want to go in the opposite direction of the line, however. If you want to go from this station to this station, you can't just take the train back, because this is a one-way loop. However, this is not a big issue because you can just go to the next station, and then because this is a two-way station, you can just walk to the other side of the platform and board the train going in the opposite direction, and that will visit the station that you want to visit. So going in the opposite direction of the line is not an issue with this solution. And you can see this being implemented in Seoul Subway's Line 6 termination loop. If you have any comments, feel free to comment. If you have any questions, I can answer them in the comment section. No AI was used in this video. See you.